Is Catherine Daniels and Kyle Everly. Next is Linnea Kroll and Stephen Noose. Followed by Catherine McNally and Nathan Horace. Followed by Emily Long and John Dorosh. Next is Catherine Moss and Justin Smith. Followed by Christy Unruh and Austin Unruh, yes. Stephanie Hall and James Kearney. Catherine Grant and Kayla Bryce. And now, for the first time in public, at least wearing these clothes, are Mr. and Mrs. J.R. Meads. So I think you've had announcements about restrooms. Again, restrooms are across the way or up in the back. Buffet lines.
She's over there for it.
They're breathing in pictures.
It's just a story that I like to tell people, and a lot of you have heard it who've been spending any time with me. Me and JR spent a year in Costa Rica together in the GAP program. And about second semester, second half of the year, I walked up to JR in his room one day, and I just sat on his bed with him and declared, "Hey, we're not really friends," because we weren't. And so dumb. I just looked at him and was like, "Hey, that's gonna have to change because I'm gonna be your best man. So let's get this started." And here I am. So we started our friendship with Rocky. Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4. We did not watch 5. Then we watched Rocky Balboa come back. So that was the rest of the year's movies with JR. That was a lot of fun. But history. Yeah, I was gaining a friend there, and it was really cool because I don't want to say you're my first friend, but like you're really up there as far as friends go. Like almost best friend, almost. Maybe even best. Not anymore. You've got a new best friend. Second section says JR and Kaylin. Of course, Kaylin was in Costa Rica with us as well, so I knew them both individually. I didn't know them as JR and Kaylin, it was just Kaylin and then JR. And come to think of it, me and Ralph had Rocky, and me and Kaylin had Star Wars. We only got through like 2 episodes, but left 4 on the table. It's all good. But I guess several months later, me and JR kept in contact. I live in Atlanta and he was in Chicago doing his thing. And I got a call, I guess at some point, I don't really remember when, and he was just like, I kind of like this girl. And I was like, ooh, who is it? And he told me it was Kaylin. And I was like, what? She lives in Lancaster, bro. Lancaster, sorry. Here we are, at least a year and a half later, and y'all are hitched. Really excited for y'all. And that leads me into my third point. It's not that funny. Its subheading is just Jesus, because it's just 3 verses. So I'm sure you guys have been under counseling for several months now, so this is probably a lot of old news, but this stuff really reaches into me, and I hope you guys can take away something too. 1 Peter 4:8 says that love covers a multitude of sins, and that's been like a real theme of y'all's wedding, is love and forgiveness and passing over and all that stuff. I could tell a funny story about JR passing over my sins, but because he likes to hit me. Moving on, Matthew 6:32, Jesus is giving his Sermon on the Mount, and something that he said really speaks to me. And he says, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all this will be added to you. And along with love, don't forget, everyone in here, don't forget, first comes Jesus and his kingdom and his righteousness. And all of it will be added to you. It's great. And then lastly, 1 Corinthians 13, do not have the verse, but it's in there. It says, it's all about love. And the verse that I wanted to tell you guys says, love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. And I believe in you guys. I'm for you guys. You guys are going to be great. And pretty soon I'm going to be Uncle Caleb. I have to be. I don't have any siblings, so keep it coming. Caleb means, sounds good, doesn't it? Alright. Yep, that's everything I have to say. You guys are great. Thank you. Here till tomorrow.
Hi everyone. Oh, that's really loud. I'm Catherine. Alright, if I start rambling, this is bad. We know why. Kayla and I have been friends pretty much our entire lives. We've known each other since we were like 6. But we started getting really, really close, probably around we were like 13 or 14. So, of course, what did most of our friendship consist of? Than talking about boys. Now, Kaylin was always one of those girls who kind of always had a guy she was into. Always. It always... it always varied in length and, in seriousness, but, as soon as she moved on from one guy, it wasn't long before there was just another that caught her fancy, and, spent a lot of time talking about these guys. Spent hours analyzing every little situation, and we just talked a lot. Yeah. So then my best friend had to go and move to Costa Rica for a year, and I was very sad. But it's not like we never talked at all. And in hindsight, we now know that she liked Mr. JR the entire year. I never once heard about it. she gets back that summer. Oh, closer? Okay, sounds louder to me than out there. We get back that summer, and she kind of mentioned, yeah, there was this guy, there's JR, whatever, no big deal. And I was like, there was a guy, and we're not talking about every single encounter she had with this guy throughout the year. What is going on here? Like, I thought it was really, really weird. And she didn't even start talking about him at all until you guys started getting closer, like that October, November. And I honestly knew like nothing about you until that November. And at first that worried me a little bit, because I was like, who is this guy that I don't know him, I don't know if I approve of this. But the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I think this means it could be real. She didn't have to convince herself that this is gonna magically work out someday. Oh yeah, I can totally see myself marrying him someday, yeah. Well, okay, that would be me, that was my interpretation. But it was different. It was really different. When she did talk about you, I could tell. I just knew that this guy had to be special. So I was like, all right, maybe I'm okay with this. And then of course I met you, and you were amazing and perfect and pretty much the best guy on this planet. I'm just approving it for my best friend here. So yeah, so anyway, I'm very, very happy for you too, even though you're taking her away from me. And I will be sad, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm just happy that she's found the companion for the rest of her life, and I just want you to keep doing what you're doing, because when I see you two together, I've never seen two people more in love, but not only in love, but committed to being in love, and committed to making it work every single day. So, I love y'all.
Justin's up there. Come on, we need some more single men. Come on, don't be shy. Titus, come on. Alex, come on. Let's get it out there. Come on, Alex. Okay, fine. Oh, Alex. But you always go. Jesse, no. Alex, what are you doing about? Come on. It's family.
What did you say?
Mark my words, Caleb. That was a memory ring. Hey, this one's